Hello everyone and welcome back to the Jacksonville Jaguars Madden 21 Rebuild franchise here on Huddle Breakdown. Today's episode comes a little later than I would have liked it to. We had a problem. My extended storage decided to crash. So I lost all of the files. Luckily, I did have a backup for most of the files. The only game I did not have a backup for was Week 4 of the preseason, which we will talk about later in this episode. In today's episode, we will be looking at those 4 preseason games, or 3 preseason games, and talking about the 4th one. Here in this game, we're going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're a nice stop by Joe Schobert, but overall our defense has kind of struggled here throughout today's first drive, and really it was the theme throughout last season, and unfortunately the theme kind of again for this team through this preseason. Here on 1st and 10, Joe Burrow completes a yard shy of the first down. We'll move ahead to 2nd and 3. Here is a throw for a touchdown by Joe Burrow. So the way the highlights will work for this episode is kind of like they did a couple episodes ago when we ended year 1 here in the franchise. Here we're focusing on Jamal Williams early in today's game, and he's got 2 carries for 23 yards. 3rd and 1. This is prime Jamal Williams territory, and the free agent signing by Jacksonville has looked to be good so far. Here is a completion to DJ Chark, who we'd like to get more involved in the offense. And Gardner Minshew is starting here in Week 1. Here is a stretch run by Jamal Williams. Obviously, we did draft Archer Doherty, so we will see him later in today's episode. There is a nice grab by Robert Tonyan inside the 5, here from the 2. Minshew looking, throws, it's tipped up, and it's intercepted. That was a tough play. Carl Lawson with the interception, and the Bengals offense gets back on the field. Here, the Jacksonville Jaguars defense comes through with a safety. 1st and 10 now. Complete to the outside, Tyler Eifert, who we have a decision to make on Tyler Eifert. Are we going to keep him through this season, or what are we going to do with him? Here is a completion to Robert Tonyan inside Bengals territory, and this game is moving quick. Minshew looking, throws, Chenault, 1st down at about the 20, marked him down at the 19 after a sack. Here's 2nd and 17, a throw to Emmanuel Hall, who will be just outside of the 10-yard line. 3rd and 2, we're going to throw to the outside. That's a good catch, a good strong catch by Colin Johnson. Here, a throw, Hall for the touchdown. We are in the 2nd quarter, so most of the backups have come in. There is Austin Mackey, the rookie running back, not getting in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Most of the backups now check into the game. We wanted to keep Gardner Minshew in the game to at least finish that drive that he was on. There is some poor tackling by Jacksonville, and that is not good to see. One of the problems I realized throughout this preseason is on the defensive side of the ball, some of those backs, like the safeties, we really don't have anyone to bench if they play bad. Here is our first look at Archer Doherty throwing complete to Imani Higgins all the way out across the 50. 3rd and 7, Doherty moving, throwing, a beautiful dime to Imani Higgins. That is a great throw by Archer Doherty, rolling right, throws a great pass to Imani Higgins. It's now 4th and goal. Here is a give, and this time the rookie Austin Mackey does get into the end zone for the touchdown, and the Jags have a 15-7 lead on top of the Bengals. There, Ryan Finley's offense stalls, and we get the football back. Doherty throwing, a great catch on the boundary by Emmanuel Hall. I don't know if he's going to make the roster, but a beautiful throw and a great catch, just sitting down at the boundary, getting both feet in bounds, trying to make a 2-minute drive work. Here is Archer Doherty. There is an incomplete pass to Robert Tonyan. It's 4th and 4. The quick pass to Emmanuel Hall, and he will get out of bounds at the 32-yard line. 3rd and 10 now. Doherty throws. That is Tonyan at the 20. 1st and 10, no timeouts for Jacksonville. Doherty throws. Hall inside the 5 to the 3, but we're going to have to spike the ball with 3 seconds left. We'll send out Josh Lambo and take a 18-7 lead going into the half. Here is a throw to Robert Tonyan, who's had a very impactful first preseason game. This is Josh Oliver now for a first down. 1st and 10, a stretch run. Perry Nickerson now checks into the game. And he had a strong finish to last year's season. We only had him on the roster for a couple weeks, but I love his speed. Here, Doherty looking. This guy's got some speed too, and the rookie quarterback gets into the end zone. It is 25-7. There is a pitch run, goes nowhere. 3rd and 13. A throw to the outside is complete. We'll see where they mark him. They did give him a first down. Here is a 4th and 15 play from the 49. Finley looking, throws, check this throw, and catch out on the boundary. It's caught. The Bengals would later get a touchdown on the drive. An insane throw there by Ryan Finley. Here we pick it up now with Jacksonville having the football, and Emmanuel Hall outruns the entire Bengals defense for a touchdown, and the Jaguars get a 32-21 win in preseason week 1. Checking the stats, Finley had a very efficient day, and that is a little bit of a cause for concern for this Jags defense. I know we did get the win, but I still think quarterbacks can have very good success against this team, particularly if we don't get enough pressure consistently. All 4 quarterbacks did get into the game for a little bit of action. It'll be interesting to see what we do with Gardner Minshew. He did throw that 1 interception. Looking at the running backs, we tried to give some carries out to everyone. I thought Jamal Williams had a phenomenal game for us, as well as Emmanuel Hall, who 142 yards and 2 touchdowns. Who knows if that will be able to keep him on the roster. We do have a pretty solid wide receiver group, but that for sure should at least get some heads turning in the National Football League about maybe signing him. We go now to Game 2, where we will give Archer Doherty the start over Gardner Minshew. Now, having played the entire games of all the games, obviously, and seeing the throws in and all the throws that were made, it was clear to me that Archer Doherty wasn't going to be any less accurate than Gardner Minshew was. So the problems we saw with Gardner may happen with Archer Doherty. Who knows, some of those inaccurate passes. But it was clear to me that those throws that Gardner Minshew made that were special throws, that Archer Doherty could also make those throws. Here's a run by Jamal Williams for the touchdown. But seeing that in week 1 just really made me think, well, why not give this rookie a chance at starting with this team? Here's some poor tackling by our first string offense. Here is a pitch to the outside, and this one another big run by Buffalo and Devin Singletary. Here on the very next play, more bad tackling. Devin Singletary will bounce off a tackle and go into the end zone for a touchdown. Darrell Benson did get injured on the play. Hopefully he will be back at the beginning of the season. Jamal Williams, though, having another great game. 3rd and 6 here. Doherty completes. No, it's incomplete to Jamal Williams. 4th and 6. 5 wide set again. This one is incomplete again. This time to Josh Oliver. And the Bills will keep the football. That's a throw to Cole Beasley inside the 25. Allen Blitzes on, throwing end zone. Diggs makes the catch, but I don't think he had both feet in bounds. He doesn't. 10-7 is the score. Doherty looking, throws. It is a wobbler, but it is caught by Josh Oliver for a first down. 1st and 10. Doherty looking again, completes. Jamal Williams, who his catching game is not his strong suit by any means, but it is definitely serviceable. There on 3rd and 6, an incompletion. It'll be 4th and 6, and we'll go for it because it's the preseason. Here is a throw to Josh Oliver. I missed Laviska Shenault wide open across the middle. Buffalo will take over with possession again. There is a great catch by Diggs and some interesting play by Richard Sherman. There was more than one occasion where Sherman got burnt, and there is another one by Stefon Diggs, who obviously is a great wide receiver. But that's not what you want to see from your star cornerback you signed in free agency. There is a completion, getting Laviska Shenault involved. Here now we jump to 3rd and 3 underneath DJ Chark, who, after that one big catch in week 1, really hasn't had a big impact in this preseason. There is a completion to Shenault, who tried to extend for the first down. He doesn't get it. 3rd and inches. Jamal Williams will get it. And he will get more than just the first down. He will get a touchdown. We jump now to a Bills possession. And on display again, Stefon Diggs going 3 for 3 against Richard Sherman. That one goes for a touchdown. It's 24-14. Here, more bad tackling by this Jags defense. And this is what I was talking about. This game very quickly turned 31-14. There's a completion to Robert Tonyan, who is now catching passes from the now 2nd string quarterback Gardner Minshew. Here is a stretch run, Perry Nickerson. First down at the 20. 2nd and 8, offset eye to the right. Minshew completes. Tonyan, he will be shy of the first down. Minshew starts 3 for 3. Now 1st and goal from the 8. Minshew completes. Eifert did not get into the end zone. 2nd and goal. Trying the jet pass to Tyler Eifert. It will get in. And Jacksonville trying to make it a little interesting here in preseason game number 2. 31-21 is the score. Buffalo with the football. Here is a throw to the outside. That is Scott. He is going to return this for a touchdown. And Jacksonville all the way back in this game. It's 28-31. Buffalo with the lead. Fromm completes over the middle. Now here on 2nd and 9. A big run inside, and those themes of broken tackles continue with Darius Geis into the game. Fromm completes, touchdown, and that extends it back to a 10-point game. We will put in Trace McSorley. Here's a throw to Amani Higgins, who has shown some good potential at wide receiver. 3rd and 14, across the middle, incomplete. Now 4th and 14, McSorley trying to get the first down. Oliver can't make the catch. It's intercepted. Buffalo going the other way, and that should just about do it on the Cre'Von LeBlanc interception. We will show you some Josh Rosen play here in the preseason. He completes to Perry Nickerson for a good gain. This game out of hand, but Josh Rosen does throw a touchdown pass to the rookie Amani Higgins. And here are the stats on the day. Archer Doherty, no touchdown passes. Josh Allen threw for 2. Jake Fromm threw for 2. It was good to see our defense getting an interception, but of course we turned the football over too much and the game really got out of hand. So looking at the free agency class, I like Marquise Goodwin a lot, actually, as well as Allen Lazard. But you may be saying, why do we need all of these wide receivers? Well, that's a good question. Allen Lazard, who at one point was a Jacksonville Jaguar, we are now going to move him to tight end. He's a tall guy. He is pretty good blocker, actually, if you watched Green Bay Packer games throughout the season. He's got great speed. He's got great catching. He's a 75 overall tight end. And now with Tyler Eifert, who is 30 years old, he may be on the trading block, as Tyler Eifert is just 2 overalls better than Allen Lazard. Here we take on the Cleveland Browns. They'll start with a Nick Chubb run. And this defense getting gashed again early. 1st and 10. Baker completes. 1st down and more inside the 15. 2nd and 6. Baker slings it to the end zone. That's Odell Beckham Jr. being guarded by Jared Wilson. And this is what I talked about. These safeties are not great in man coverage. It limits what blitzes we can call. And I was looking for some guys to replace him, and they're just not on this roster. There was the first completion to Allen Lazard back in a Jags uniform as a tight end. There is an Archer Doherty interception on 3rd and 11, just kind of throwing it up. Here, 2nd and inches. Baker completes. No, it's intercepted. That's Zach Bond. I even thought that was going to be completed. Zach Bond came out of nowhere. It's intercepted, and Doherty gets the football back. He will complete to Allen Lazard, and this is the speed we love. Getting all the way out to the 50. 1st down. Here is 4th and 7 from the 47. Doherty completes. That is Marcus Goodwin to the 37. Doherty on 2nd and 10 completes. Laviska Shenault getting right outside the 10, but a good drive by Jacksonville. 1st and 10. Doherty throws a dart to DJ Chark in the back of the end zone. And watching these 4 games, Archer Doherty really has the keys to this starting position. Here, the Jags defense finally comes up with a big sack. That's Josh Allen. 2nd and 18. This one nearly intercepted. As I forgot to mention, Darrell Benson is back, and he is playing in today's game. Doherty rolling left, directing traffic. He will get a 1st down in front of Kevin Stefanski. Now it's a 2nd and 5 with the throw. Robert Tonyan shy of the 50. 1st and 19 after a penalty. Doherty throws. That is Goodwin with a great catch. Here's a fake to Williams. Doherty throws. Another great catch by Goodwin, and he is going to score. Here, take a look on the outside. Myles Garrett. Lazard first had him, and then Jamal Williams with a great block. But here's some more poor play on the outside by Richard Sherman. That's something we're going to have to look at throughout the season. But here he redeems himself with an interception of Baker Mayfield, returning it all the way to Jacksonville's, Cleveland's 39. Now here at the 41, a bad pass just kind of behind his receiver. They might have been a little bit off page, and here is a Nick Chubb run for a big 1st down. Jacksonville actually holding a lead here into the 3rd quarter against a very good Browns team. Here goes Nick Chubb. 10-5 touchdown Browns. And Nick Chubb will get a touchdown, breaking tackles on this poor tackling Jacksonville Jaguars defense. There's a throw to Shenault, shy of the 30. We'll pick it up at the 18. Shenault in the slot. Here's a throw to Shenault for the touchdown. And Jacksonville marches right down the field and retakes the lead. 21-17 now is the score. Baker. Well, actually, this is Baker Mayfield's replacement, and I cut the play short there. Here is a 2nd and 2 touchdown to David Njoku. 2nd and 18, Minshew throwing. Josh Oliver, 1st down. Jacksonville now down 3. Minshew motions Tonyan from right to left. Will fake. Here is the throw. Josh Oliver will cut up field. We'll get a first down to the 10, and we did add a field goal. Fourth quarter, 11 seconds to go. Gotta go to the end zone. Minshew making audibles at the line. Minshew throws. This is Hall. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Jacksonville. And Emmanuel Hall will score, and the Jacksonville Jaguars will win 31-24. We'll pick it up here before preseason game 4. Trying to trade away Tyler Eifert, as obviously you see he is no longer needed. With the signing of Allen Lazard, we will trade away a second and a fifth to get a great guard in Brandon Scherf. Obviously, you saw in the offseason, we tried to get a couple new guards. It didn't work, so we get Scherf there, a star guard. Now, perusing the free agency, and we signed Blake Cashman. So this is where the fourth game would be. I actually don't even know the score of the game because Madden doesn't keep preseason stats. We may be able to see it at some point throughout the episode. But this is what happens after week 4. Trying to cut some players, we will move Cole McDonald to the practice squad. Looking at the running backs, obviously Jamal Williams had a great preseason. Austin Mackey had a good preseason. That leaves out, though, Raquel Armstead, who we signed last year. We will move him to the practice squad. Looking at the rest of the running back room, as of right now, I like where we are at. Looking at the wide receivers, and we had a lot of good talent. Michael Walker, we did not see much of, so we will just cut him. We won't even add him to the practice squad. Damian Willis, we will also just release. Colin Johnson, who did make a good catch in today's episode, we will move to the practice squad, as well as Fred Brown we will be cutting from the roster. Looking at tight end, now just Lazard, Oliver, and Tunyon. But there is Matt Osrick, who obviously in real life is a long snapper, but still, stupidly, in Madden there is no long snapper position, so it's really pointless to keep him. We will cut him. For Ben Barch on the offensive line, we will move him. And looking at free agency, I know we have some pretty good wide receivers, but Randall Cobb caught my eye. He still has great ratings, and he actually has some better ratings than the rest of the team. Emmanuel Hall, who had a great preseason, but he worries me in his route running, as well as Ricky Carr has some bad medium and deep route running. Here, Randall Cobb has some very solid stats across the board, obviously with $36 million in cap room. This move cannot really hurt us at all, so we are going to sign Randall Cobb to the active roster. Now, looking at his stats, obviously a couple seasons in Houston, one in Dallas, and his prime years were in Green Bay. So the wide receiver room looks like this. Randall Cobb will be the third wide receiver, and Marcus Goodwin, who I didn't even expect to have a do great for us as a wide receiver. I more signed him as a returner, will be the fourth wide receiver. There, unfortunately, Monty Higgins will get moved to the practice squad, but I assume, or I presume he will make it to the roster at some point, either later in the season due to injuries or on next season. Here, Devin Hamilton, who this defensive tackle room is another very crowded group of elite players. We will release a couple there, and now we just have one player over the roster limit. And that player that is over the roster limit that I'm looking to cut is none other than Gardner Minshew. So, before we're going to cut him, let's try to trade him away. And obviously you saw some poor safety play. I thought, why not trade for Eddie Jackson? The problem with him, though, is he would take up negative cap room. So we had to add Jimmy Graham into the trade. That was a no-go. Looking at other teams, what about Keanu Neal? 85 overall strong safety. Here we had a fourth-round pick. That does not work. Now we'll try a second-round pick. That gets it into the orange, but still not close. So we go back to the drawing board. We add a second and a fourth from this year's draft. That gets us in the yellow. Now we flip it around. We'll give him a second this year and a third, or rather a second next year. That doesn't work. Here we try another package, a third round pick from this year and a first from next year, and this gets us into the green, but it's clear to me that that trade will not go through. And I did not want to just cheese the game and trade him away for a couple fifth round or fourth round picks and get something that we didn't really earn. So we will just release Gardner Minshew. Obviously, that's been done with teams before. They just go their separate ways. They release the player, and Gardner Minshew will sign with the Indianapolis Colts, which is an interesting signing by Madden. Obviously, I like it from a story aspect, him going to a rival team, but it doesn't really make sense that the Colts, would sign him because they signed Mitch Trubisky in the offseason. Here are Gardner Minshew's two years through Jacksonville. 21 and 6 was his touchdowns to interception in year 1, and 31 and 24 was his touchdowns to interceptions in year 2. We will see, as you see, he only has a 1-year contract, if we will face him at all this season, or if Mitch Trubisky will be the starting quarterback. Now, looking at some captains, obviously this is now Archer Doherty's team for the foreseeable future. He will get the captain's patch. Looking at Laviska Shenault, who had a great first year for us, he will get a captain's patch. Richard Sherman, who had a very up and down preseason at 89 overall, he still is a superstar. We will give him the captain's patch. And Josh Lambo, who kind of surprised he wasn't a captain, we give him the captain's patch. Looking at the sliders, no slider changes from year 1 to year 2. They are exactly the same. We should get some very competitive games here in year 2. Looking at the roster currently, this is what we are here week 1. Archer Doherty, of course, going to start at quarterback. Jamal Williams, who I love that signing, should be great for us. We got some talent outside at wide receiver. Of course, Allen Lazard, and we did get an upgrade on the offensive line. Defensively, Darrell Benson, obviously going to try to get him to his full potential. On the outside, we got Richard Sherman and Henderson, who hopefully Sherman can have a better season. The safeties are a bit of a concern, as well as some of the linebackers, but I think we have a solid roster built here in year 2, with Marcus Goodwin and Randall Cobb being the kick and punt returners. Looking at the season goals, we are going to set it to 7 wins, which I think is a moderate goal. I think we should win anywhere from 6 to probably 10 games this season. I think we should for sure be over 500. Week 1, we will be facing the Arizona Cardinals, who, of course, still have Kyler Murray. 2 new running backs, though, which, again, they didn't really need, both coming from Chicago. The wide receivers, of course, led by DeAndre Hopkins, who is a 92 overall. The rest of the team, not too many differences from the current Arizona Cardinals, but I'm very excited to get back into this franchise, to get us back underway. Obviously, like I said in the beginning of this episode, we had a little bit of a problem where my extended storage broke, but luckily I was able to, or I did throughout the season, keep it back up on most all of my games. So luckily I was saved there. We thank you for watching today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars rebuild here on Huddle Breakdown. Make sure you tune in for Week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video, and we will see you around at the next Huddle Breakdown.